for 6 years, but it's still basically fundamentally the same movie. I was thinking while I was watching it that there's a draft that's mine and Paul's favorite draft, which, and I know you've read it because you commented on it, which is the one where the ending's very different. It all takes place in the desert, and the big difference is all the planes from the airfield and all his flyer pals join in that crazy thing. And it was a run and gun kind of thing, cars on the ground, planes in the air. And there were other aspects of it that I think we liked the best. I was sitting there thinking, maybe I should put that, scan it and put it online. I think people would be interested. I'll do it. But that's my favorite draft. It was 6 years of a lot of drafts, right? And a lot of notes. In those days, you'd get these Disney notes that would be like pages and pages long. And the trick was to figure out whose note was it. Because if it was Katzenberg's note, okay, we'll do that one. But if it was his assistant, there's a prioritization. And I remember wading through all that stuff because their notes were insane in those days. They were pages and pages and pages. There was a lot of changes. I'll tell you, watching it here, there's one thing that went off the rails completely, which was Tim Dalton. And Paul and I were there. We were brought to the set in the middle of the night because him and Sorbino were arguing. But about whose scene it was. It's the one where he goes into the office and they're yelling at each other, into Sorbino's office. And it turned into this weird actor thing about who was in control of the scene, and it seemed like no one. And so we wrote all night. We were like, a version for Tim, and a version for Paul, and a version for Tim, and a version. It was one of the stupidest things I've ever dealt with. But the other thing that was super weird is that Tim Dalton decided that he was really needed to be in love with Jenny. And we're like, no, this is Basil Rathbone. He's totally manipulating her the whole time. And I was watching it now and I'm going, this is a beautiful movie. This is a great movie. Joe Johnson staged it so well. It's so well edited. Yeah, it's worth the applause. That's why we're all here 35 years later. It's a really good movie and I'm so proud of it. But Tim Dalton and all that smarmy in love with her stuff was like, well, I'm sitting here now going, what is that? Because it wasn't our vision, it wasn't Dave's vision, it wasn't Joe's vision, it was Tim's vision. And I guess that's what collaboration is all about.